the institution of slavery would tear the country apart. By 1861, the United States was on the edge of civil war. As the country expanded west, it faced an explosive question: should new states be free or slave? It was a question about the future of our nation, and the decision just could not be made in peace. In March, as Abraham Lincoln rode in a carriage to his inauguration, armed soldiers kept watch along the route. A 20-year-old illustrator was covering the event. Thomas Nast was an immigrant from Germany. He loved his new country with its ideals of liberty and equality, and he was deeply worried. He wrote,
"I felt as if the shadow of death was everywhere. I felt war approaching. I tried to work, but could not do it. My heart was heavy."
In his speech, Lincoln tried to soothe the nerves of the South, saying, "I have no purpose to interfere with the institution of slavery in the states where it exists. We are not enemies, but friends. We must not be enemies." But Lincoln was too late. There were already two Americas that spring day: the United States and the Confederate States of America. The Confederates would not tolerate U.S. soldiers on their territory. On April 12, 1861, Confederate gunners began firing on Fort Sumter. The next day, the Northern garrison surrendered.
Can you see through that groove when we line up this side of the roof?
The morning we heard of the attack on Fort Sumter, I came into the room where my husband was and found him in a state of great excitement and pleasure.
Put this out, and it's going to bring all the dirt in the barrel with it.
What, said I, if there is war? And war means misery, deserted and desolate homes, and the loss of all we hold dear. There will be no war, he said. Those northern rascals will be afraid to fight us.
But Angus MacDonald was wrong. 2 days later, Lincoln called for volunteers for the Union. And Louisa May Alcott reported for duty at the town hall in Concord, Massachusetts.
Good day, Louisa.
Mr. Green,
Where are you off to today?
signing up for the U.S. Sanitary Commission.
Have a good day.
Women helped the war effort by nursing for relief agencies.
My greatest pride is in the fact that I live to know the brave men and women who did so much for the cause, and that I had a very small share in the war which put an end to a great wrong.
Louisa May Alcott was working hard to make a living as a writer. But the young woman and her family were also staunch abolitionists. Both sides went to war to preserve something they loved: the North, a country; the South, a way of life. But neither side could imagine what lay ahead.